during the winding up period of the second cycle of devolved governance as we take stock of our achievements and challenges. The Deputy Governor, myself, and the entire county government thank the people of Makueni for the opportunity to serve them during a period in which we have established a firm foundation for devolution as well as consolidated its gains. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me, before delving into the substance of this address, to break parliamentary tradition by requesting that we all be upstanding and observe a minute of silence in honor of our colleague and dear friend, the departed former member for Nguu Masumba Ward, Honorable Aris Musau Ngui. Thank you. Further, let me also congratulate Honorable Timothy Maneno and Honorable Sebastian Muli, the recently elected County Assembly members. I appreciate the partnership and collaboration of this august House, which has been key in enabling the achievements that I outline in this address. Together, we are writing an edifying history for our country and for our county and country. Unlike during the first term of devolution, united we have stood. I look forward to continued engagement as we conclude the first decade of devolution under the 2010 Constitution. The people of Makueni overwhelmingly voted for us in 2013 and 2017 on the basis of our manifesto promises. We have endeavored to implement those promises in pursuit of our vision, a prosperous, value-based county with a high quality of life. The promises, a clear and firm social contract with our people, have informed our development blueprints, the Makueni County Vision 2025 and the County Integrated Development Plans, CIDPs, for 2013 to 2017, 2018 to 2022, as guided by the National Vision 2030, the Africa Agenda 2063, and Sustainable Development Goals. This address, therefore, reviews our performance in keeping with the development blueprints and outlines the outcomes and impact of our interventions, the challenges faced, and lessons learned. This comes after the recent State of Nation address by His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, in which he lauded key achievements of accelerated devolution in Makueni. I thank him for such generous recognition of our work. Advocating for the devolution promise context. Mr. Speaker, sir, the state of the county address this year is unique in several ways. First, it interrogates the 9 years devolution journey at the county level. As the people of Makueni, we have been privileged to lay a firm foundation for devolution through the actualization of the objects and principles of devolution as articulated in Articles 1, 174, and 175 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Secondly, the address demonstrates the county government's efforts in consolidating the gains of devolution through the intentional institutionalization of the 14 functions of the county governments as stipulated in Schedule 4, Part 2 of the Constitution and the County Governments Act 2012 as amended, and other relevant policies and laws. It has been my duty, supported by the entire government and our people, to fulfill the constitutional imperatives, which include agriculture, county health services, control pollution, cultural activities, public entertainment and public amenities, county transport and infrastructure, animal control and welfare, trade development and regulations, county planning and development, pre-primary education, village polytechnics, home craft centers and child facilities, implementation of specified national government policies, county public works and services, firefighting services and disaster management, control of drugs and pornography, and public participation and local governance. Under my stewardship, these functions have been consciously implemented in adherence to the principles of public finance management as outlined in Article 201 of the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act. Thirdly, this address is delivered within a context of learning and a focus of sustaining the gains, addressing challenges and efforts in modeling a working devolution model for the county that outlives political regimes and generations. This is premised on the challenges faced by devolution since its inception, including lack of proper preparation by the transition authority for amendment or change of governance, nurturing harmony among our over 3,696 staff members, who include 2 inherited from the local authorities and the national government, and those recruited by the county government, addressing the high poverty levels in the county and the resultant dependency syndrome, marginalization of youth, women, senior citizens, and persons with disability, water scarcity in most parts of the county, unsustainable sand harvesting and deforestation leading to environmental degradation, the vagaries of weather emanating from the effects of climate change, and inadequate policy and legal frameworks to support the implementation of the devolved government functions. Additional challenges included initial lack of cooperation between county executive and county assembly, limited cooperation between local parliamentarians in the county government, and disharmony among the political parties representing the people of Makueni County. Pursuant to the relevant provision of the County Governments Act 2012, I hereby give an account of the state of devolution through laying emphasis on 3 elements that I consider important. These are mainly the economic, sociocultural, political, and governance gains in the implementation of the devolution agenda in our county, the county of firsts. Economic gains, macroeconomic performance. Mr. Speaker, sir, the gross county product, GCP, increased from Kenya shillings 61.3 billion in 2013 to Kenya shillings 100.9 billion in 2017, representing a cumulative growth of 12.4% compared to the national cumulative growth of 15.3%. The county economy accounts for 1.3% of the national economy. The county GCP per capita grew from Kenya shillings 68,884 in 2013 to Kenya shillings 104,161 in 2017, which represents double growth for the 5-year period. This is the data available up to now. This was despite the harsh climatic conditions which ravaged the county during this period. Notably, the county poverty levels have reduced from 64% in 2013 to the current 34.8%, representing a sharp decline. The agriculture sector contributes 42.5% of the GCP, with the service sector accounting for 45% and other sectors 7%. The agriculture sector is dominated by crop farming and livestock keeping. During 2019 and 2020, the county faced depressed rainfall, which affected production in the sector. With the onset of COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, there was a decline in the national and county economic growth. As a consequence, rampant unemployment occurred. According to a survey by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics of 2021, the regular work time in the county declined by 36.3%. Labor participation declined during the pandemic, negatively affecting the county economy from hours lost in economic activities. Road transport infrastructure and energy development. Mr. Speaker, sir, access to improved road network, transport services, reliable energy and provision of infrastructure are key drivers for sustained economic growth and development. In 2013, the county had a road network of 3,203.5 kilometers, of which 453.8 was bitumen, 555.2 gravel, and 2,198.6 surface or earth roads. By 2020, our road network had increased to 13,014.3 kilometers, of which 933.51 is bitumen and 12,080.52 kilometers earth roads. Notably, the bitumen component is largely undertaken by the national government. Over the period under review, we have spent a total of 4,791,810,000 on the road, transport, and energy sector. This investment has greatly boosted the growth of other sectors, hence contributing to the economic growth of the county. Some of the significant achievements in this sector are opening over 1,800 kilometers of new roads, upgrading of 1,650 kilometers of roads to all weather standards through graveling of 519 kilometers of roads, construction of over 8,000 meters of culverts, 112 drifts and drift slabs, and installation of 4,000 gabion boxes. We have also undertaken continuous maintenance of the existing road network by use of county machinery and leased equipment. On average, we have been maintaining 2,700 kilometers of roads yearly. With the continuously expanding road network and also vagaries due to heavy rains, there is need for incremental budget provision to ensure sustained maintenance. In addition, we have explored a community roads maintenance volunteers model, which can offer a lasting solution to road maintenance. Construction of Thwake Bridge. We have constructed a 110-meter span bridge and about to conclude tarmacking 1.5 kilometers approach roads across Thwake River. This landmark bridge will open up Southeastern Economic Bloc, SECEB, by connecting our county to neighboring Kitui and Machakos counties. Many people have lost lives as a result of crossing the flooded river during the rainy season, not to mention the money and time lost when residents had to use the Machakos-Wamunyu route. Urban infrastructure improvement. We undertook cobble paving of 1.4 kilometers of Watertown roads and parking spaces. We also constructed bus parks at Emali and Nunguni towns in a bid to promote trade and regulate public transport. Our administration has also managed stormwater through construction of drainage channels in major towns. In collaboration with the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, 6 kilometers have been upgraded to bitumen and a total 133 kilometers identified for upgrade within Wote municipality. Roads for Water Initiative. This Green Roads Initiative aims at harvesting road runoff water for agricultural purpose use. We have adopted road water harvesting techniques in all our projects, which have been executed mainly through youth engagement. Over 200,000 M3 of water is today harvested from our roads during every rain season. This program has not only created jobs for young people, but also promoted food security through micro irrigation. Innovation. In our efforts to build sustainable roads, we partnered with Clarete Technologies Company in 2019-20 financial year to try out new methods of constructing resilient roads. The Makwene Fruit Processing Plant Access Road was chosen for piloting, and the results so far have been impressive. The county shall adopt this technology in the coming years. Mr. Speaker, through our collaboration with the national government agencies and non-state actors in this sector, the Kibwezi-Kitui Road was successfully completed. However, other primary roads under the national government are yet to be completed. These include the tarmacking of Emali Ukia Road, Itangini Kwakusi Road, Kali Kikima Kidungo Ngolune Road, Kikima Chambalasi Road, Sultan Kaskio Chambeke Kikoko Road, Nunguni Katwa Road, and the Kibweze Interchange. Evidently, Makwene County has one of the lowest coverage of tarmacked roads in the country. We urge the national government to expedite completion of the roads, which are key to economic development in the county. The use of solar for lighting in the county has increased from 3.8% in 2012-13 to 73% in 2020, while electricity connection increased from 4% to 25% over the same period, against the national average of 76%. To increase access to reliable energy, we purchased 10 transformers for installation across the county and facilitated mapping, survey, and design of power lines to over 2,000 institutions for connection to electricity with assistance from the State Department of Energy and Kenya Power and Lighting Company. Further, in collaboration with the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, we have mapped, surveyed, and designed power lines to promote agriculture activities along Athi River. Mr. Speaker, sir, in collaboration with energy sector agencies, we have improved the county electricity access rate from 4% in 2013 to 25% in December 2020. We have further signed an MOU with REREC, providing for a matching fund framework to cater for total funding of Kenya shillings 64 million. This program covers a total of 33 projects, one per ward and an additional one for Ukia, Wote, and Makindu wards, who separately funded their extra project. This program, which entails extension of power lines to villages, installation of transformers, and power distribution, will increase the electricity access from 25% to 50%. The low access rate is mostly attributed to inadequate financing and attention by the national government over the years. We have installed over 1,000 electricity street lights in towns and markets across the county through county and national government funding, and 60 20-meter high mast flag lights, over 200 solar floodlights, and retrofitting of over 200 electricity street lights to solar fittings in our Tier 1 towns, including Wote, Tawa, Kalawani, Makindu, Kibwezi, Emali, Sultana Mud, Kambu, Mutrandei townships. This has reduced the cost of KPLC bills for street lighting by 20%. It has further increased business turnover from extended business hours and enhanced security. On renewable energy promotion and development, we have constructed a workshop for Chenicha Kito Self-Help Group in Bonn for molding energy-saving GCOs and rehabilitated Kitonyoni 13.5 kilowatts solar power system. We have also solarized various county facilities, including water projects, health facilities, among others. We have mapped and surveyed geothermal wells at Chulu Hills in collaboration with the State Department of Energy for geothermal exploration and development, and identified Kabumbu in Kalawa and Kivialu in Kikumbulu South along Athi River for possible hydropower production. The presence of the Kenya pipeline company's pump stations in Emali and Mutitwandei present an excellent opportunity for the county government to promote petroleum distribution depots. We are in talks with the Kenya Pipeline Company and the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority concerning the setting up of a fueling depot to serve the Lower Eastern Region, Kajiado County, as well as Northern Tanzania, opening up employment opportunities, spurring urbanization and economic growth. Urban livability. Mr. Speaker, sir, in 2013, the urbanization rate in Makueni County was under 10%. In the last 9 years, the following key achievements have been attained. We have prepared urban plans for 22 towns, out of which 19 have been approved and are under implementation. This involves plot verification and validation, issuance of enforcement notices, as well as survey, beaconing, opening up, and grading of roads. Preparation of Makindu, Malili, and Mutitwandei land use plans is ongoing in conjunction with the national government. We laud the National Land Commission for its cooperation in our joint work. We have installed and operationalized the County GIS Lab in addition to creation of Lands Information Management System, LIMS, and so far 613 plots have been verified in Wote, 193 plots in Kikima, 113 plots in Unguni, and 101 in Kaskeo markets, and uploaded them in the LIMS portal. I'm happy to report that we are among the first counties to prepare and approve a GIC-based county spatial plan for 2018 to 2028, and later the evaluation role. Municipalities are critical in the provision of basic needs in any urban area. We have already established the Water Municipality and a municipal charter, a functional board, and recruited key personnel. We are currently finalizing the transfer of the functions to safeguard its autonomy. On infrastructure development, we have renovated Water Marikiti Market to improve the working environment for the traders. This is in addition to the reconstruction of the open market in Water CBD, which was razed by fire in 2016. Open spaces and recreation centers are important for any urban area. To this end, we have constructed the Water Green Public Park, complete with the recreation area, amphitheater, innovation hub, and open spaces. We are at an advanced we are at advanced stages towards the establishment of a Mali Sultan municipality whereby public participation is ongoing. Additionally, we are working towards the creation of municipalities around the following towns: Mutituandei, Kibwezi, Kikima, Makindu, Mavindini, Malili, and Nunguni. In collaboration with the national government, we have improved the infrastructure in Water and Kibwezi towns by tarmacking town roads, installing street lighting, and designating parking zones in Kibwezi town. Rea Vipingo has transferred to the county government 25 acres of land to expand Kibwezi town and 381 acres to settle squatters living within Dwa land. We are grateful for this invaluable gesture of corporate social responsibility. As our county government, we have been taking the necessary steps to ensure this land is used as per our MOU with the donor. To promote affordable housing in the county, we have signed an MOU with the State Department for Housing to enhance development of housing infrastructure. Through partnership with the Kenya Informal Settlements Infrastructure Program, KISIP, 3 informal settlements have been identified for upgrade. That is Mjini in Kibwezi, Misongeni in Makindu, and Soko Mjinga in Emali. ICT and innovation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the emergence of knowledge society, building on the pervasive influence of modern information and communication technologies, is bringing about a fundamental reshaping of the global society, and Makueni is no exception. Guided by this, we have progressively made numerous efforts towards bridging both the technology gap and the communal capacity to leverage on ICT. These include a state-of-the-art ICT innovation hub located at the recently opened Water Green Public Park, which is accessible to members of the public, including the youth fraternity. This facility is equipped to enable innovators and learners access technology that can be harnessed into innovation opportunities, including business incubation and Wi-Fi availability for the public. Through the 15 community information centers and our basic ICT literacy program dubbed Tusome Computer Ndwani, we have trained over 10,000 youth and others in basic ICT literacy. This has immensely improved the overall uptake and access of technology across a county which hosts Konza Technopolis. The Google Digital Skills Program reached 4,893 young people, of whom 31 were selected to work for Google My Business. We have also trained 600 youth under the Ajira Digital Program, 10 others on No Code Training UK Tech, 92 under the Makueni Innovation Challenge, 42 under the Girls in ICT Program, 52 and 16 on Kids Comp Camp and Peperusha Maisha Program, respectively. We have additionally leveraged on technology for development and mass communication, including improved access to government services. For instance, the Open Contracting Portal, Revenue Collection System, Lands Information Management System, LIMS, DigiFarm platform under the leadership of Safaricom Foundation, County Bulk SMS System, that's short message service, and e-services like bursary, internship, and other applications. Our collaboration with the national government has accelerated ICT infrastructure expansion within the county, including 3G fiber optic network within the county headquarters and peripheral areas. We have further benefited from the Konza Technopolis in terms of the geographical dividend, having personally participated in some of the engagements with the South Korean government regarding the Technocity I'm very delighted to witness infrastructure, facilities, and structures within the Technopolis finally taking shape. We are definitely set to gain more in the coming days, especially economically and socially. Transformation of rural livelihoods. Honorable Speaker, Sir, agriculture and livestock development is central in our economic transformation agenda. The sector contributes 78% of the total household income and 47.2% of the county domestic product. It is therefore the driver of the county's economy. Since the onset of devolution, the government has implemented food security and farmer protection programs that have improved the community's resilience to drought and other environmental shocks, including support to the dairy sector through subsidy to breeding, that is artificial insemination, through which some 46,904 cattle have been inseminated with potential to inject some 15,000 acres to the county dairy herd, support to 15 dairy cooperatives with milk coolers with over 30,000 liters capacity. Poultry production through provision of breeding stock to farmers, where some 47,333 improved chicken have been issued to farmers. Support to livestock disease control, where vaccination has been done against major transboundary diseases such as foot and mouth disease, lumpy skin disease, contagious Caprine Piori pneumonia, Pioro pneumonia, and Newcastle disease. Horticulture development through support to provision of certified seedlings and establishment of certified fruit tree nurseries. 105,102 assorted seedlings have been issued to horticulture farmers and 31 nurseries certified. The government has ensured quality of fruits, control of the fruit fly, and farmer education to ensure the fruits processed in Makueni Fruit Processing Plant are compliant with European Union standards. Farmer training through support to infrastructure development at Agriculture Training Center at Kwakathoka and support to extension through Makueni Extension, the nascent Makueni Extension Program. Operationalization of agriculture mechanization to support farm preparation and planting, as well as development of water harvesting structures, where 1,802 farm ponds have been developed and over 1,500 acres reaped. And one area of continued improvement is the farm ponds technology, because it's very critical for micro irrigation. The government has enhanced agro-processing and value addition investment, such as the Makueni Fruit Processing Plant in Kalamba, which has so far produced 8,712 drums worth over Kenya shillings 128 million from 3.5 million kgs of mangoes, for which farmers have earned over 78 million shillings. Makueni Integrated Grain Processing Plant in Makindu, which is due to start processing grains in the next year. The Kitise Poultry Slaughterhouse and Cascale Grain Milling Plant, which are also about to be completed. In addition to supporting some cottage industries in the agriculture sector, we have also supported the establishment of dairy processing plants in Kikima and Kadhonzweni markets. And we have been tackling some of the bottlenecks, especially in Kikima, and we are successful in this area. Further, the government has supported security of land tenure through issuance of title deeds we have delivered 92,070 title deeds through the mass land titling program and have established, as I said before, LIMS and JIC lab that has facilitated the enhancement of land administration, spatial planning, storage, and retrieval of land information. And we, as a county government, we provide budget to the national government, both the Ministry of Lands and through support in farm inputs, mechanization of agriculture and continuous extension services. Key programs implemented in partnership with national government include Kenya Cereal Enhancement Program, Climate Resilience, Agricultural Livelihood, KESEP CRAL, was started in Makueni in 2018-2019 in 5 sub-counties, namely Makueni, Mboni, Kilome, Kibwezi West, and Kibwezi East and Kibwezi West. The program is financed by government in partnership with EU and 3 Rome-based agencies, IFAD, FAO, and WFP. The components of the program are climate resilient, climate smart productivity enhancement and natural resource management, post-harvest management, and market linkages and financial services. The program has so far reached 14,740 farmers. National Rural Inclusive Growth Project, NARIC, which has supported 544 farmers groups with grants totaling 199 million shillings. The formation of county-level producer organizations along key value chains and community-led investments, in which some 6 projects worth millions of shillings are under implementation. The Kenya Devolution Support Program, through which some 3 cold rooms are under construction to support horticulture marketing as well as veterinary service delivery through a veterinary ambulatory vehicle. Agriculture Sector Development Support Program, ASDSP, through which farmer groups in major value chains are supported to access markets. The county became the first to host a land conference which successfully led to documentation of land conflicts, issues, and challenges. The conference report presented the action plan upon which the county, in collaboration with the National Land Commission, continue to work together towards expediting the issuance of title deeds and addressing land ownership problems in the county. And we have many of this, as is common knowledge in Makueni, including issues in Mikululo, Ziwani, Ikoyo, Mukambita, etc., etc. Trade and investment promotion. The General Economic and Commercial Affairs Sector, GECA, has made major contributions in manufacturing, trading, cooperative, and tourism sector under Kenya Vision 2030 economic pillar through increasing household for sustainable livelihood. The sector has strengthened collaboration with the Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute, KIRDI, and Kenya Export Promotion and Brand Agency, KEPROBA, and the Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, in fostering development of the cottage industry sector in the county. This is to guide the cottage industries in product development to become more competitive and access markets. Further, the sector has engaged with the Export Processing Zones Authority, IPZA, with a view to possible establishment of export processing zones in the county. The government bought 18 acres of land in Mutwandei to develop an industrial park, and we were advised that more land was needed, a matter that is still under consideration. Further, we have developed an online marketing platform to market our produce and products According to the County Statistical Abstract, sales from our key agricultural products, horticultural, grain, beef, dairy, poultry, honey, pork, and mutton increased from Kenya shillings 20 million 939,150 in 2015 to 23 million 485,851 in 2019. On micro and small medium enterprises, the government has collaborated with the Kenya Institute of Business Training, KIBT, to train 35 youth, trainer of trainers, TOTs, under the Business Support Service Providers Program. The youth will continuously train MSMEs on aspects of doing business successfully. Up to date, 4,730 MSMEs have been trained on entrepreneurship and business management. Additionally, over 100 MSMEs have been supported to attend trade fairs and exhibitions to enhance market linkage. We have supported hawkers in the county through the purchase of 2 lorries. The lorries have made trade more efficient and movements affordable, hence registering higher sales compared to the previous years. From the proceeds realized from the 2 lorries operations, the hawkers SACCO purchased a 3rd lorry. The government has formed the Makueni Handcraft Value Chain Cooperative Society Limited, a handcraft practitioners umbrella body. On market infrastructure development, the sector has constructed 34 new market sheds, 2 open-air markets, 12 livestock yards, and rehabilitated 13 market sheds, with 20 markets installed with solar lighting and grills to ensure that hawkers trade from conducive spaces and to facilitate trade in the agricultural sector. In addition, the government is strengthening market governance by ensuring there are functional market management committees. On consumer protection, the law compels the subsector to ensure consumers are protected from exploitation and consumption of harmful products. This is done through promotion of fair trade practices. To this end, our government has established a county consumer protection unit encompassing legal, metrology, trade description, and labeling of goods that is aimed to ensure fair trade practices in the county. Over 3,000 traders were sensitized on the agricultural produce 50 kilograms rule and its effects in the major market centers in the county. And the legal metrology, since financial year 2013-14 to date, over Kenya shillings 3.5 million have been collected in service fees from verification of traders weighing and measuring equipment. Verification and certification of over 42,000 weighing and measuring equipment has been done over the same period. On tourism, the county government has continued to improve infrastructural development and preservation of our Akamba culture by constructing a home craft center in Emali, which has a showroom for displaying handcraft products for sale, Emali Handcraft Center, Buinzao and Kiboko, 2 cultural centers, Mukamba and Iviani, in addition to a recreational facility in Makongo View Point. The subsector has also constructed a recreational center at Makongo View Point and an historical monument at the first mission station of the African Inland Church, Zawe, in memory of Peter Cameron Scott. In addition, you recall that we hosted the Miss Tourism event as well as supporting cultural groups with uniforms, chairs, and tents. We mapped out tourism sites to determine the potential of tourism in the county and inform planning in the subsector. we have continuously engaged stakeholders in the subsector, including the Tourism Regulatory Authority, Tourism Transformation Fund, and Kenya Tourism Board to strengthen the capacity of tourism practitioners on hotel classification, development of a county tourism brand, marketing, and indigenous knowledge preservation. On cooperative development, the county government has promoted savings and credit, produce marketing and housing, among other activities aimed at creating economic empowerment for the lowly endowed members of the community. Our government has enacted and operationalized the Makueni County Cooperative Societies Act 2013 and its regulations 2018. This has meant that services are much closer to the cooperative members in Makueni. To date, there are 167 registered and active cooperatives out of a total of 254 cooperatives. Of these, 25 are newly registered between 2007 and 2020. The rest existed before 2017. The overall membership of all cooperatives rose from 54,538 in 2017 to 58,211 in 2020. An example is the Makueni County Hawker Savings and Credit Society, which to date has a share capital of Kenya shillings 3 million. Also, the government has midwifed Hawkers umbrella body with a membership of more than 18,000 hawkers across the county. Over the same period, member deposits mobilized increased from Kenya shillings 17 million 174,947,775 to Kenya shillings 295,332,419. Share capital increased from Kenya shillings 1,116,316,758 to 143,750,730. And loans disbursed to members increased from 259,338,396 to 325,866,617. Over 170 cooperative societies have been audited and the audits registered. The audited cooperative societies show better financial discipline. On financial intermediation and inclusion, our government established Tedeka Fund aimed at enhancing the economic empowerment of the marginalized social groups among our people, including women, youth, and people with disability. To date, the fund has issued loans amounting to Kenya shillings 6,500,000 to 137 registered PWD groups. As mentioned earlier in my speech, every financial year since 2017, the government has awarded youth and women and persons with disability through the Access to Government Procurement Opportunities Act mechanism, averaged 35% of the total procurement budget. We have supported 100 groups composed of both men and women with 100-seater tent and chairs as a means to increase their income generation capacity. Implemented Nzangule Matangi program where 600 men and women groups were given a seed tank. Emulating this initiative, these groups have on their own purchased more than 5,000 tanks for their group members. The program has enhanced the culture of water harvesting at household levels, as well as improving food security through kitchen gardening. Our government has keen to open a new branch in Kambu and Mavindini FSA with office furniture. It's important to remark that Tedeka has had some hiccups due to non-payment of loans, particularly due to COVID-19 and the fact that in the first term, some leaders had explained to loanees that they were not supposed to pay, but we are streamlining this, and we are recovering loans so that Tedeka can continue to support our people. Our government's readiness for private sector investment is huge. We have an enabling environment demonstrated by policies that we have put in place. We support economic development and are continuing to develop new ones. For example, we are developing the County Investment Authority Act with the support of the United States Agency for International Development. Are still at early stages to drive investments in the county using this framework. Our co-investments with development finance institutions and the private sector, allocation of budget programs for women, youth, and small micro enterprises to access finance, and during financial year 2021, development spending at 35%, expecting to increase to 37% for financial year 2021-22. The Public Finance Management Act requires at least 30% over 3 to 5 years. The private sector investment readiness in Makueni is worth of consideration, notwithstanding some challenges in the areas of weak market linkages, limited physical infrastructure, restricted access to on-farm extension support, lack of formally written plans or financial projections to articulate growth and capital needs when raising commercial capital. This can, however, be strengthened. We pride ourselves, however, with the fact that the private sector in our county is supported so that they can do business, they can do clean business without hindrance from the leadership of the county. Examples of some low-hanging fruits for investment in Makueni are in the areas of tropical fruits, mangoes and citrus, manufacturing of green building technology from diverse sun value chain products, solar energy, and telemedicine, to mention but a few. Socio-economic gains, promotion of access to universal health care by all. Mr. Speaker, sir, access to quality health care is a basic right under the Kenyan Constitution 2010. We have made significant achievements towards the realization of quality health care to Makueni residents through improvement on infrastructure, equipment, staffing, and stocking of health commodities. In terms of access to health care, the number of public facilities has significantly increased by 120%. Average distance to nearest health facility from 9 kilometers in 2013 to 4.5 kilometers in 2021, thus surpassing the recommended WHO average distance of 5 kilometers. There have been significant flagship projects within the health sector, such as construction of 200-bed capacity mother and child hospital, construction and operationalization of Makindi Trauma Center, establishment of a blood transfusion center in Makueni County Referral Hospital, establishment of oxygen plant in the same facility, and construction of isolation ward at Mbone Sub-County Hospital. These flagship projects have greatly enhanced in 2013 to 21 by 2021. Other significant flagship projects in the health sector include construction, I mentioned those, to strengthen primary healthcare services. So far, we have increased the number of dispensaries offering laboratory services from 15 in 2013 to 62 in 2021. This has made it impossible for citizens to get laboratory services at level 2 facilities. We have also revitalized community health strategy through establishment of 149 additional community health units, bringing the total number of community health units in the county to 230. More than actually the facilities that we have. Recruitment of community health volunteers, CHVs, has been done, and continuous capacity building of them is ongoing. The community health strategy policy is in the final stages. Once approved, it will pave way for payment of stipends to the CHVs, as well as rollout of other programs to strengthen the community health services, because community health, the community health initiative is actually at the core of providing better health in our county. In an effort to promote access to specialized health care services, our administration has increased the number of hospitals offering theater services from 3 in 2013 to 9 in 2021. Additionally, the number of hospitals with X-ray services has increased from 4 in 2013 to 7 in 2021. The cumulative number of operations that have been done since 2013 to 234,692 234,692. The provision of commodities and products is a key building block in delivery of healthcare services. Over the years, we have a cumulative budget of Kenya shillings 2.3 billion, which translates to Kenya shillings 287 million on average per financial year. This has ensured that our health facilities, by and large, have uninterrupted supply of medical drugs for use by patients. We have consistently increased the annual allocation to health department, ranging between 31% to 37%. The hospital has financial autonomy to make decisions at their level and acquire services without influence from departmental headquarters. In 2016, our government introduced Makueni Care, which is a two-tier system that provides free health services to the elderly and also provides annual subscription of Kenya shillings 500 per household to access health care in our facilities. The aim of Makueni Care scheme is to protect the citizens from catastrophic out-of-pocket health expenditures. The scheme has been revised upwards to 1,000 Kenyan shillings per household, as well as introduction of a 14-day waiting period after one pays the 1,000 shillings in order to meet the increasing demands. Through this scheme, many citizens who could not access health care have been able to get quality health services. And a striking example is with 500 shillings, people were treated for COVID, whereas in private hospitals in Nairobi, they would pay 1 million up to 5 million for the same service. Additionally, we have collaborated with the national government in registration of citizens to NHIF scheme. The NHIF uptake in the county has increased from 8% in 2013 to 14% in 2021. On health leadership and governance, our administration has established hospital boards for all level 4 and 5 hospitals and health facility management committees for all level 2 and 3 health facilities in line with the Kenya Health Act. Continuous capacity building of the boards and health committees has been done over time with the aim of equipping members with necessary skills and knowledge for effective implementation of their roles. Human resource for health is the engine behind the health sector. We have increased the number of healthcare staff across the different cadres over the years. For instance, in 2013, the total health workforce was 716. The number has increased by 161% to 1,872. Our administration trains specialists such as nephrologists, anesthesiologists, critical care specialists, oncology specialists, dermatologists, the eye doctors, psychiatric doctors, among others, who were not in the establishment before devolution. We have continuously capacity build health staff across all cadres on new technologies and practices as per their training needs. In order to address the increasing burden of mental health services, our administration has established psychosocial counseling unit currently run by 16 counselors spread across the entire county with an in charge who is a doctor psychiatrist. Based on the investments and achievements realized in the different building blocks, we have witnessed significant improvement in health service delivery. There's been tremendous performance in most of the health indicators. For instance, proportion of child under 1 year fully humanized has increased from 70% in 2013 to 100% in 2021. Percentage of deliveries conducted by skilled personnel increased from 38% to 89%. Proportion of pregnant women attending antenatal care who are supplemented with iron folic acid increased from 28% to 98% in 2021. Percentage of women of reproductive age practicing modern family planning services increased from 50% to 55%. Percentage of pregnant women attending at least 4 ANC visits increased from 50% to 70% in 2021. Maternal mortality rate per 100,000 decreased from 452 per 100,000 to 362,000, and infant mortality rate per 1,000 live births decreased from 33 to 1,000 to 23 to 1,000 live births. The health sector has continuously worked in close collaboration with other development partners towards realization of the health agenda. I wish to appreciate all development partners we have partnered with in delivery of healthcare services. Some key partners include Center for International Health, Education and Biosecurity Kenya, CHEB Kenya, whom recently we signed an MOU where we got over 112 million shillings to do HIV/AIDS work, AMREF International, Nutrition International, and Think Well, among others. COVID-19 posed both an overwhelming set of challenges, but also gave us an opportunity to enhance our capacities across various areas within the public health space. This includes intensive care unit facilities, oxygen production, public health and sanitation capacity enhancement, and awareness creation. We appreciate the support received from the national government, developed partners, and corporates. Indeed, we are now stronger as we still fight the pandemic and have learned many valuable lessons. And we also do know that we have not seen the end of COVID-19. New variants have arisen, and our government is careful to continue helping our people in this particular area. Access to basic education, vocational training, and skills development. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 devolved the management of all county technical training institutes, CTTIs, formerly known as village polytechnics, and early childhood development education centers, ECDs, to county governments. Since inception in 2013, therefore, our government has implemented actions to remodel these institutions to become viable institutions of equipping our children and youth with relevant and competitive skills, remodeling and rebranding polytechnics to CTTIs. Our government has constructed and operationalized 23 new institutions from the original 28 that were in place before devolution. This has led to increased enrollment in the CTTIs from 2,929 to 4,514 in 2019. From 2016, with a capitation fund to support tuition and other forms of development. Capitation has enabled us to offer competency-based skills training to 136 instructors in April 2018 and administrative skills to 46 managers in August 2018. In financial year, over 90 instructors. Second-year trainees in our CTTIs receive an exam subsidy enable a majority of them to book and sit for their end of course examinations. Earlier, many trainees were not able to sit for the exam owing to increased fees from Kenya shillings 2,500 to Kenya shillings 5,000 in 2014, prompting many to drop out in term 3 of the last year of training. The national government has introduced subsidized vocational training centers support grant to facilitate tuition, training materials, skills exhibition, and talent development through co-curricular activities. For instance, many CTTIs have been participating and displaying their skills in many trade fairs organized in Makueni. The grant has also facilitated sports activities in the county, tapping into the youth, forming the bulk of the CTTI population. On early childhood development education, the enrollment in 2013 was 42,000. When the county government employed the first 900 teachers, the enrollment shot up to 45,000 in 2014, 48,000 in 2015, 2016, and 2017. With the introduction of the new curriculum, daycare centers, baby classes were removed from the new competence-based curriculum, and this reduced the enrollment to 42,635 in 2018. The county has employed 932 ECD teachers and 11 ECD officers who supervise the 3 wards each. 6 of them have been deployed as sub-county coordinators. This has gone a long way to ease supervision of curriculum implementation across the county, which in turn has enhanced retention of learners in preschool. In addition to the 932 teachers who are employed by the county, there are 996 who are paid by parents, and 372 from private schools, making a total of 2,600 across the county. With the introduction of the new curriculum in 2018, 3-day intensive training of the 2,600 teachers on the new competence-based curriculum has been undertaken. Continuous capacity building has been carried out every year on CBC curriculum activity areas, professional and administrative areas, and Ministry of Health COVID-19 containment protocols. 172 ECD classrooms have been constructed, 243 water tanks installed, and 122 sets of outdoor playment equipment, which seesaw, slide, and swings installed. In 2015, 500 ECD activity area books for pupils and teachers, guides for PPP2 were bought. In addition, 4,050 wall charts and 48,000 pencils in all the then 1,350 ECD centers in 2015 were bought and supplied. In 2016, 13,500 ECD activity area books for both pupils and teachers' guides for PP1 were bought, in addition to 4,050 wall charts. With the introduction of the new CBC curriculum in 2018, a total of 27,000 pupils' activity books, and the same number of teachers' guides for the 1350 ECD centers were purchased. These are complete course books for all the 5 ECD activity areas as designed in the CBC. Through sensitization, ECD teachers have put in place hand washing facilities in all the 68 ECD centers. The centers reduced due to closure of feeder centers. In addition to teaching learning materials, 11,450 kiddie tables and 48,000 kiddie chairs were purchased. These give a seating of 4 children in 1 table. ECD learners have been facilitated to participate in ECD music festivals where they showcase their talent. In 2016, the festival started from cluster, ward, sub-county to county levels. In 2017, the ECDs participated in the Kenya Music Festivals, and 4 teams succeeded in the regional proceeded to the national level. One team won and was awarded a trophy. In 2018, 6 teams proceeded to the national level and won 2 trophies. In 2019, the national level, the government has sensitized parents in about 900 schools on ECD matters, especially child care and safety, importance of the early years, and parental obligation, among others. I'm happy to report that over the years, 42,682 and 551 students have benefited from county bursaries, while county bursaries and scholarships respectively at a cost of Kenya shillings 392 million and 057 thousands. Enhanced social protection. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have put in place measures for empowerment of women, persons with disability, children, and the vulnerable in pursuit of economic growth goals envisioned in the Constitution and Makueni County Vision 2025. This subsector is mandated to empowerment of communities and vulnerable groups and safeguarding children's rights. The under 18 years, that's children, represent 43% of the total population in the 2019 census, a drop from 51% in 2009. This shows an 8% decrease, which may have been attributed to various reasons, such as increase in family planning, uptake, among others. Elderly population represents 7% of the total population, a 2% improvement from 5% in 2009, an increase in life expectancy among the elderly, which may be as a result of good health care, among other social and economic factors. The active population improved from 51% to 58% of the total population, presenting an opportunity for engagement in economic activities to reduce the dependency rate. For the children between 5 and 17, the top 4 deprivations are housing conditions, 66% against the national 67.1%, nutrition, 59.2% against the national 51.5%, child protection, 54.8% against 25.2%, and water conditions, 55.4% against the national average of 32.6%. The deprivation for the 60 years plus are highest in housing conditions, nutrition, and water conditions. On disability matters, 5.6% of the population compared to the national rate of 2.2% are living with disability. There are 11,368 registered persons with disability, PWDs, and 142 registered PWD groups in the county. In the recent past, Makueni County has reported high numbers of gender-based violence, with the reported cases at the Makueni Gender-Based Violence Recovery Center rising from 543 in 2018 to 2,286 in 2019, representing a 320% increase in the cases. The most prevalent gender-based cases are emotional, 41%, physical, 39%, and sexual, 20%. Mr. Speaker, recognizing that some of the deprivation levels are above the national rate, the sector has received a total funding of Kenya shillings 4,565,285 and 520 and 84 cents from the county government since 2013 to implement the various programs. The program's objective is to activate the potential of the vulnerable groups, as well as remove the barriers that inhibit their participation in economic activities. We have undertaken the following interventions towards attaining equitable and inclusive development in the county. To enhance food security in small homes, we established basic agricultural infrastructure development in the 2 major small homes in the county, as well as supported other orphans and vulnerable children homes with food and non-food materials across the county, reaching over 2,000 OVCs annually. Most of these orphans are left under the care of their grandmothers, especially from whose parents they pass on from HIV. We have established 6 community child protection committees and 30 support groups for teen mothers, as well as collaborating with the judiciary and court users committees to hasten justice for children. Established the Makueni County Child Development and Protection Center in Emali Mulala Ward in partnership with Muli Children's Home. Offered comprehensive NHIF cover annually to 210 elderly persons, supported 3,000 of the neediest and vulnerable elderly persons in the county annually with food and non-food items to improve their nutrition and social welfare, distributed 580 assorted assistive devices to persons with disability, distributed 6,000 chicks to 1,200 households for income generation for PWDs. The PWD Center at Wote was completed and equipped at a cost of Kenya shillings 30 million and admitted the first class of 52 students to take different courses. 8,000 PWDs have been assisted to register and get the National Council for Persons with Disability card. Further, the sector has issued Tetheka business loans amounting to 6.5 million to 137 registered PWD groups at an administrative cost of 3% annum, as I said earlier. To address the prevalence of gender-based violence in the county, in collaboration with the Nairobi Women's Hospital, we established a gender-based violence recovery center at the Makwani County Referral Hospital, where survivors seek health attention. To complement this center, a safe shelter has also been established to offer temporary residence to survivors who get evicted from their homes or decide to take shelter due to GBV-related cases. We have trained 550 community anti-GBV champions to help in detection, prevention, and response, as well as heightening advocacy on GBV issues. We have also enhanced financial inclusion through the Tetheka Empowerment Fund. Over the period, we have disbursed Tetheka loans to a tune of Kenya shillings 255,669,000 across 2640 groups and 584 individual beneficiaries. This is the general group as opposed to the figures I gave regarding persons with disability. Youth empowerment. Mr. Speaker, sir, the youth is a critical resource in any county economy. This generation faces a myriad of challenges, including high unemployment, inadequate technical skills for the job market, weak representation in governance, policy-making platforms, and limited access to credit for youth-run enterprises. It is imperative to note that different challenges affect different youth categories in various ways. As such, we have sought to address youth empowerment on the basis of the felt needs per category geared to increased employment and empowerment of the youth. The youth, those 18 to 34 years, account for 26.7% of the total population in the county. Out of the 253,792 young people, 128,187 are male, while 125,605 are female. This is a 20% increase from the 2009 population of 224,355. A deprivation analysis on multidimension poverty on youth, those between 18 and 34, carried out using the Kenya Integrated Household Budgetary Survey of 2015 to 2016 data by KNBS, the labor force topped the level of deprivation among the youth at 75.4%, followed by education, 53.1%, source of lighting for 49.4%, food security, 45.9%. This calls for national and county governments and other development partners to address wealth creation, employment, and education as priority among the youth. Out of the total youth 18 to 34 labor force in the county working and seeking work, 89.8% out of the total labor force of 186 to 86 is working, but mostly in casual, occasional work. To improve employment and empowerment of the youth, we have trained 3,000 workers in housing construction in partnership with the National Industrial Training Authority, NITA, and the National Construction Authority, NCA. Engaged 2004 youth in the Ajira kwa Vijana program, Makueni County hygiene program. These projects were entirely labor intensive and provided short-term employment for our young people. 518 apprentices recruited and engaged as project interns across the county under the Makueni Youth Apprenticeship Program in the financial year 2021. Engaged 92 youth apprentices and 92 master craftsmen in the Ujuzi Teketeke program that targets youth in sectors such as catering, beauty care, barbershop, kinyozi and saloon, mechanics, plumbing, carpentry, masonry, photography and video production, agribusiness, tailoring and welding. This program targets youth who have skills and lack certification and basic knowledge in different trades. The youth are attached to master craftsmen for a period of 2 months to gain knowledge and skills, and thereafter are certified and issued with tools of work. We have trained 8,324 out of over 35,000 riders from across the county on road safety. These are border, and issued them and issued them with FG licenses. Issued 80 motorbikes to 30 border circles. 28 circles have made progress from the seed capital and increased the number of motorcycles, while others have diversified and invested in other ventures. For instance, Kisayani Boda Circle has been able to purchase a water bowser that supplies water to local residents. The annual revenue is estimated at Kenya shillings 3 million. The border circles have about 1,500 members, turnover of about 6,599,255 shillings per year, share capital of about 1,266,632, and members' deposit savings of about over 5 million. In total, the sector has advanced a total of 3.7 million as loans to their members. This is in addition to border welfare groups who have not yet converted to circles. There are ongoing efforts to organize all border in all the 450 stages across the county, and we have trained 350 youth on various skills under Tujiajiri program in partnership with Kenya Commercial Bank Foundation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county paid internship program is among the most impactful, one of the most impactful programs. To date, the internship and attachment programs have benefited 387 persons through internships, 2,054 persons for industrial attachment, engaged 5,000 persons on volunteer work, and carried out 17 mentorship exercises, reaching to over 1,000 students engaged by the county government. This intervention has been key in improving the employability and the competitiveness of our youth in the job market. Shina Foundation, led by Her Excellency Nazi Bwambura Kivutha, the county First Lady, in collaboration with the county government, has worked on 3 main thematic areas, namely education, empowerment, and health. Cumulatively, these interventions have benefited over 76,689 people. The key achievements include keeping girls in school and ending period of shame that has benefited 6,725 learners with sanitary towels distributed to 25 schools, provision of 14,600 books to community and school libraries benefiting 40 primary schools, 40 secondary schools, and 3 community libraries. This has been achieved in collaboration with Children's International and Story Moja. In collaboration with EduLink International, provided 5 scholarships to disadvantaged students to undertake degree courses. And the JIGA campaign, in partnership with Hardy Kenya, targeted 86 schools, treated 210 pupils, and distributed 10,000 pairs of shoes and slippers. A mentorship program targeting 13,500 youth, focusing on empowering them on career guidance, life skills, and entrepreneurship, and drug and substance abuse. Mentorship of 1,119 youth along Nairobi Mombasa Highway in partnership with AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Kenya. The youth are mentored, psychosocial educated, and helped to develop skills that can enable them to get a source of livelihood. Provision of psychosocial counseling, through which 39,500 have been reached on drug and substance abuse rehabilitation program. Advocacy for the promotion of family planning, through which over 700 community health workers have been sensitized, and established ward champions through the ward first ladies. A total of 11,833 people have benefited from this initiative. Then promotion of maternal and child care in partnership with Beyond Zero initiative by the nation's First Lady. And finally, support of vulnerable groups during the COVID-19 pandemic, in which 9 youth groups along Nairobi Mombasa Highway were supported with 3,605 face masks and 150 fabricated hand washing stands, supported 120 cancer patients, supported 404 orphans in 10 children centers by providing them with foodstuffs and psychosocial education. Mr. Speaker, talent development through sports has significantly improved over the years. The world-based League Mashinani program has managed to keep the players active throughout the year. Other games, activities, tournaments promoted by the county since 2013 include annual pool table shooting challenge, rugby, volleyball, beach volleyball, Paralympics, Special Olympics, which our teams have dominated in the national teams, handball, darts, chess, taekwondo, skating, karate, table tennis, and holiday talent camps for 10 to 17-year-olds. Sports festivals during the holidays have helped a great deal in keeping the youth busy, productive, and away from indulging in immoral activities like crime and drugs and substance abuse. League Mashinani has played a big deal in initiating county leagues, creation of a platform for national tournaments, and exposure through CHISA and other organized programs. These include 17 sportsmen and women who have transited to elite clubs and all got jobs opportunities through sports, technical capacity building for 1,723 coaches in soccer, volleyball, basketball, handball, and athletics. Our government has procured a 33-seater sports bus, which is specifically dedicated to the sports fraternity. This bus has helped to increase the rate of exposure for our teams, since it has cushioned them from the high cost of traveling. We have constructed the Makueni Talent Center Academy Ngaka in Makindu Ward, which is in use and we're still working on need to complete it finally, and Makutano Talent Center in Ivingoni, Zambani, which is a ward project, and this is is complete and awaiting commissioning, but it can also be developed further. There are over 20 fields graded, leveled, and rehabilitated across the county, with some bias on the hilly areas of the county, and they have greatly enhanced talent development. The major fields done are Kitundu and Ngai in Kitungu Kitundu, Kalieni and Manoni, although Manon is yet to be completed in Bitini Ward, Kwaikai in Kikumi in Muvao Ward, Mavindi in CTI Field, in Mavindini Ward, Mulala in Amali, Mulala Ward. And I need to appreciate members of the County Assembly because many of these fields are ward projects. We have procured sports equipment and attire through allocations in the ward budgets, and this has been over 20,000 players benefiting in getting the right equipment and attire for training and competition. The Makueni Fitness and Wellness Center, the project involved construction of a state-of-the-art modern fitness facility equipped with modern fitness machines and equipment for use by county staff, teams, and community at large. Mr. Speaker, we have over the years been committed to complying with access to government procurement opportunities AGPO requirements. The value of contracts for AGPO has increased from Kenya shillings 1,089,893,520 in 2016-17 financial year to a cumulative of 1,743,437,514 and 13 cents in 2021 financial year. The AGPO has averaged 35% annually of the total procurable budget. It is important to note that the cumulative number of contracts are 1,871. The youth average 62% of the total procurement in AGPO category, women accounting for 33.32%, while PWDs account for 4.6% of the total value. And that's an area to be looked at for improvement, especially among PWD business people. We established the Makueni Cultural and Creative Industry. We established the Makueni Recording Studio in 2017 and equipped it with state-of-the-art audio recording and music production equipment in order to develop the creative and performing arts. This was out of the realization that the support to program that entailed the provision of financial assistance towards the recording and production of artistic works, mostly music, for young upcoming artists from the county was not sustainable. The studio offers free audio recording of music and dance, voiceovers, poetry, and spoken word to local artists within the county. Since 2015, the studio has facilitated over recordings for local artists. Established artists such as Bosco Mulwa patronized the studio. In order to assist upcoming artists protect their intellectual property rights and avail their artistic works in digital marketing platforms, we have started facilitating them to register their recorded works in the National Rights Registry managed by the Kenya Copyright Board. We have facilitated various arts, music, and cultural festivals that have enabled young upcoming artists and established artists to engage with their fans and market their artistic works to prospective audiences. The festivals facilitated include the the Makueni Arts Music Cultural Festival 2017 that entailed intensive ward, sub-county, and county level competition among artists, culminating with awards to winning teams at the county level. The festival aimed at talent development and stimulated spaces in the county. The end of year prayer and Thanksgiving festival christened Sifa Blast, a music extravaganza facilitated in collaboration with the Mase Masika Foundation to usher in the new year and celebrate God's providence in 2018 and 2019. The festival has entailed celebration of live and showcasing of the county gospel talent and heritage. 60 gospel musicians and over 3,400 people have participated in the festival. The festival has also provided mentorship to upcoming artists by established artists such as Wilberforce, Musyoka, and Mase Masika. The Kenya Music and Cultural Festival, we have presented teams composed of choirs and individual artists to the Kenya Music and Cultural Festival, organized by the State Department of Culture since 2018. The Makueni County Choir and Kivutha GNCA Choir were facilitated to participate in the 2018 and 2019 editions of the National Festival. Through the festival, the Makueni County Choir has been recognized as a trailblazer in own composition and its unique rendition of set pieces. 140 young people have been facilitated to participate in the National Festival since 2018. This week, the Makueni County Choir is flying our flag high during the 94th edition of the festival being held in Mombasa County. And the Akamba Food Festival 2020, in collaboration with EVOS East Africa, we organized the Akamba Food Festival 2020 that entailed exhibitions of Akamba indigenous food heritage, agri-nutrition groups, traditional medicine and plant heritage, traditional brew, medical camp, health talks on the place of indigenous foods in preventing non-communicable diseases, traditional games, traditional music and dance, secular musicians, percussionist groups, theater groups, and comedians' performance. 26 secular musicians were facilitated to perform at the festival, and 57 exhibitors showcased the rich Akamba gastronomic heritage. 3,400 young people and adults participated in the festival. The festival popularized the water, green, public park as a vibrant public space for the performing arts, leisure, and other activities. Support to film production, 50 young filmmakers, script writers, directors of photography, film editors, cinematographers, and other specialities in filmmaking from all over the county were trained in collaboration with the Kenya Film Commission in the 2018-19 financial year. The trained filmmakers have produced winning short films and trained young people in the county schools drama and film festivals. In collaboration with GPay Africa, 13 young filmmakers from Makueni were supported to participate in the 17th edition Cinema da Mare Africa Film Festival. The county government also hosted the traveling film campus in Makueni County for a week. The young filmmakers produced winning short films that have been used in sensitization against sexual, gender-based violence. Makueni County was also as a unique film production location. One of the young filmmakers, a scriptwriter, was successfully auditioned, selected, and trained by the Kenya Film Commission in the Kalasha Writers Hub Residency program. We have mapped over 55 county heritage sites and monuments, including places of natural beauty and panoramic landscapes of the international geological significance. The mapping exercise has highlighted heritage sites in need of restoration and rehabilitation, and revealed hitherto and documented heritage sites and places of natural beauty and panoramic landscapes of international geological significance. This include the Ilovoto waterfall and the beautiful confluence of Muone and Kikuyu rivers, among others. A memorandum of understanding signed with the National Museum of Kenya has paved the way for further scientific documentation of the mapped heritage sites and monuments towards their gazettement. 25 cultural and creative industries practitioners and county officers were trained in documentation of intangible and tangible cultural heritage in collaboration with the National Museums of Kenya, Natural Products and Industry Initiative. Honored 3 heroes and heroines, that is Ndutu wa Kilungu, otherwise known as General Muno Amana, John Samuel Beatty, and Sio Kemau, by erecting their sculptures at the Water Green Public Park. This contributes to the provision of public art, and sometimes it's complicated, sometimes people don't appreciate, in public recreation facilities, and also serves edutainment purpose. Mr. Speaker, sir, water and sanitation. Improved water supply and sanitation and water resource management contributes to increased production within economic sectors, leading to poverty eradication. You will recall that as a county, we began our long journey of Kutui Kanyakiwu across the county in 2015. This agenda was geared towards accelerating universal water access coverage. Over the last 8 years, a total of Kenya shillings 4,234,453,032 shillings has been spent on the water agenda. This has increased the proportion of population improved water sources to 44.2%. Currently, the average distance to nearest water sources has reduced to 5 kilometers from 8 kilometers in 2013. Distances are shorter during the rainy season, approximately 3 kilometers, but towards the dry spell, this increase as some sources dry up, as was the case during this very harsh drought. The water demand in the county as at 2013 was 23,113 m3 per day, and the developed sources had an average production of 13,607 m3 per day compared to the current 20,468.23 m3 per day against demand of 42,360 m3 per day, leaving a water deficit of 21,895.25 m3 per day. This translates to water coverage of 48% against the national average coverage of 52%. The current ratio of water produced per day to water deficit is 50-50. Although the volume of water produced doubled from 2015 to 2021, the water deficit increased from 26,000 m3 per day to 30,000 m3 per day, owing to the increased population and urbanization that has driven the water demand higher. We have made the following efforts to add more volume to the water grid in an effort to attain universal water coverage. A, in collaboration with the national government and development partners, we have a total of 1,592 water sources across the county. These include 172 protected shallow wells, up from 68 in 3 protected springs from 4 in 2013, 35 rock catchments, 36 streams, and 7 surface water sources such as sand dams, earth dams, and water pans from 448 in 2013. We have added 195 new since 2013, up from 117 in 2013. Overall, Mr. Speaker, the transformation in water programs has led to increase to the households accessing improved water from 62,104 in 2013 to 93,931 in 2021. For sustainable water resources management, the Makueni Water Policy and Makueni Water Act were enacted with support of Kiwash. Mr. Speaker, 98.6% of households in the county having access to improved sanitation facilities, which is higher than the national average of 91.7%. These sanitation facilities include tanks, ventilated improved pit, VIP latrines, pit latrines, which are covered. The coverage of VIP latrines improved from 3.9% of the households in 2013 to 15.2% in 2021. Mainstreaming environment, climate change, and sustainable harnessing of natural resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a county, we were privileged to host the 7th devolution conference. Before now, it becomes a 2-year event whose theme was multi-level governance for climate action. The conference was timely, happening just after the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26. There exists a nexus between environment, climate change, and economic development, in that the environment and climate change impact production and consumption patterns in any economy. The county government is no exception. Climate change is the new reality within the development and economy realm. As the county level, we are not spared either. Makueni County lies within an arid and semi-arid zone in the country, which further exposes it to great impact of climate change. I'm happy to report that Makueni County was the first county government in 2014 through this county assembly to enact regulations on climate change. This led to the establishment of the Climate Change Fund Board and Ward Climate Change Planning Committees as community-level structures to mitigate climate change. Additional efforts have included mainstreaming of climate change in county plans, and budgets, including 2% dedicated to climate change mitigation. Out of these efforts, we secured funding working with Christian Aid and Anglican Development Services Eastern for community interventions. Through these efforts, we implemented 9 projects in 4 wards, which have resulted in local communities taking charge of their development initiatives and development of climate information services for dissemination of timely and relevant climate information. We are working with Kitui, Machakos, and Kajiado counties for a regional program on climate change mitigation from global climate financing, which, when successful, we will have access to over 1 billion shillings for public good investments targeted towards strengthening local adaptive capacity and community resilience. We are also working with the National Treasury on financing locally led climate action program, FLOCA. The program focuses on capitalizing county climate change funds and building the capacity of the counties to plan and implement local climate actions in collaboration with communities. The implementation of this program in the county will draw from our lessons in implementing climate change initiatives because Makueni County was one of the counties used to develop this program. Our resolve to ensure at least 2% of the development funding is dedicated to climate change mitigation and adaptation has remained solid. Mr. Speaker, sir, a huge proportion of sand utilized in Kenya is extracted from Makueni County. The sand extractives subsector can only be described as the story of from chaos to order in less than 5 years. At the advent of devolution in 2013, we faced enormous challenges with many rivers drying and unending community conflicts around sand harvesting. We suspended commercial sand harvesting and engaged the affected communities, which led to the enactment of the Makueni Sand Conservation and Utilization Act 2015. This led to the establishment of the Makueni Sand Authority, which has worked with the communities to revamp regulation of sand harvesting, restored some degraded rivers, and established sand management committees and constructed sand dams. All these efforts have led to rejuvenated rivers, small-scale irrigation, and reemergence of riverine vegetation. Specific achievements include environmentally regulation of sand harvesting, which has resulted in restoration of rivers that were degraded, manifested by increased sand deposit and stabilization of river banks, increased water retention and recharge, manifested by a rise in the water table and the gradual emergence of riverine vegetation such as reeds. Socioeconomically, regulation of sand harvesting, which has resulted in mushrooming of small-scale irrigation activities along the rivers due to increased water availability, thus increasing agricultural productivity, enhanced food security at household level for farmers and small to medium-scale business on horticultural produce, halting of grave social ills associated with unregulated and cartel-controlled sand harvesting such as family breakups, child labor, school dropouts, insecurity violence, equitable sharing of revenue from sand that has seen the construction of a high number of 16 sand dams spread over 10 wards. Makueni is the first and only county to recognize the challenge posed by unregulated sand harvesting and legislated on it, resonating with the United Nations Environment Assembly in 2019 that specifically recognizes sand's sustainability challenge in terms of its extraction and its use being the major component of modern infrastructure and recommends regulation as part of the solution. The progress in entrenching sand resource governance in Makueni has been recognized as a case study that shows strides and socioeconomic and environmental outcomes attained. The work of the authority has been presented in global platforms, such as during the IUCN World Conservation Congress 2021 held in France, World Resource Forum 2021, and expert roundtable meetings organized by UNEP GRID Geneva to develop a global report on sand, where Makueni County features for tabling at the UNEA meeting 2022. Indeed, the Managing Director, Sand Authority, Al-Nishi, has been in global forums for the efforts in sand regulation. Mr. Speaker, sir, environmental conservation has not only biodiversity benefit, but also economic as well as social benefits in any society. Over the last 9 years, we have worked to ensure conservation of the environment through tree planting, participatory management of our forests, as well as advocacy on environmental conservation. The county forest cover is currently at 13%, above the national level and the internationally recommended target of 10%. We have worked with community groups through greening efforts to achieve this milestone. Since 2015, we ensured that all key interventions and investments have environmental impact assessments, EIs, working with the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA. To date, we have 1,066 EIs endorsed and 644 EIs executed. On wetlands and water tower protection, we currently have 29 wetlands protected in the county. Additionally, we have worked with national agencies on forest conservation with 30 gazetted forests and 26 non-gazetted forests, and the total land area under forest being 22,605.3 hectares. The challenges with forest and environmental conservation, sustainable harnessing and utilization, we have reasonably overcome, working harmoniously with all agencies. Human-wildlife conflict affects sustainable development and undermines conservation efforts. The major conflicts include crop raiding, attacks on humans, and property damage. These conflicts have led to negative impacts on the livelihoods of communities living in Kibwezi East Sub-County. And indeed, all over the county, we have worked with communities to ensure their full participation in reducing the incidences of the conflicts through advocacy and awareness creation. Additionally, we have partnered with David Shedrick Foundation to install an electric fence in Kiboko and with Savo Trust to erect a 30-kilometer electric fence between Muturandei and Athi River. The county has allocated through this assembly 75 million shillings to erect the 60-kilometer fence between Athi River and Masongaleni. This will greatly reduce the incidences of human-wildlife conflict. Environmental pollution is the greatest challenge that faces the world, which has been contributed by increased urbanization, industrialization, and overexploitation of natural resources. The county has faced various incidences of pollution since 2013. Key among them include the Thange oil spillage, Kiboko oil spillage, and the pollution of the Athi River. These incidences have had implication on the ecosystem, the food chain, and water sources. There has been efforts to combat the pollution, including the Presidential Directive on Cleaning Athi River. We acknowledge that lasting solutions to address the pollution menace lies with working closely with all the national agencies and the community. Solid waste management is increasingly an area of concern given the rapidly increasing population and the rate of urbanization in the county. We have invested in mechanisms of solid waste management, including engaging market cleaning officers, designating dump sites, and creating mechanisms of solid waste management. This has consequently improved the proportion of solid waste collected by government from 2.7% in 2013 to 4% currently. The daily tonnage of solid waste collected in the county is at 103.3 tons. But this is an area which cries for improvement, especially within Wote town. For a long time, we have waited for the Konza, the Thwake project, which also included a waste management system within Wote, but this has not yet been actualized. Strategic leadership, planning and governance, public finance management reforms. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county has two major sources of revenue: the national government transfers and the county-owned source revenue. In financial year 2013-14, the own source revenue collected was 180,187,741, and over time it has grown to Kenya shillings 521,279,406 in financial year 2021, accounting for 4.5% of the county annual budget. This growth is attributed to efforts such as automation of revenue streams, decentralization of revenue administration, enactment of key revenue administration policies and legislation, as well as enhanced enforcement. This has indeed been reflected in increased business and trade volumes and consequently growth in the own source revenue. There is still the opportunity to further restructure and streamline county revenue administration through efforts such as establishment of County Revenue Authority or partnership with Kenya Revenue Authority to collect certain streams of revenue. Over the years, we have worked to strengthen county internal systems. We have established and continuously strengthened the county internal audit system and established and operationalized the County Executive Audit Committee. Through these efforts, we earned an unqualified audit report in financial year 2017-18, and since then continued our efforts to strengthen the internal systems. On public sector reforms, we have continuously improved our financial systems. In 2016, we volunteered to participate in public expenditure and financial accountability assessment by the World Bank. The process highlighted strengths and weaknesses in the public finance management system, thus setting the pace for public finance management reform process. In 2020, we again participated in the Tax Administration Diagnostic Assessment Tool, TADAT, by the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The objective is to assess the health of the key components of the system of tax and revenue administration. Participation in these key assessments has helped strengthen the financial and revenue systems. As a county, we were feted by the Kenya Revenue Authority for being the best county for tax compliance. The county has invested in participatory planning and budgeting process. The participation of citizens enables the government to understand and prioritize their needs. The amount allocated for direct participation by the citizens has increased from Kenya shillings 18 million in financial year 2013-14 to the current Kenya shillings 33 million. The process has seen transformation of the initiatives prioritized by the communities from small, scattered projects to high-impact transformative projects. Currently, the Makueni County Equitable Development Bill is under consideration in the County Assembly. This will be critical in institutionalizing the World Development Fund and the gains made since 2013. The public finance sector achievements will not be complete without mentioning the challenges faced and how we have worked to overcome them. Over the last 4 years, we have faced cash flow challenges from the National Treasury. Although the situation has been worsened by COVID-19 pandemic, we have, however, over time managed to overcome the challenges by proper cash flow planning and prudent management of the existing resources. We have met all our financial obligations on time, including salaries to staff, statutory reductions, as well as payment to our suppliers and contractors. Even when we have arrangements with our local banks for payment of salaries, when there are delays in the national transfers, we have always paid we have always tried to pay in time. Open government. Mr. Speaker, sir, I made a commitment to implement open contracting in government procurement, including publishing of project implementation data based on the International Open Contracting Data Standard, OCDS. That makes public the documentation through all stages of public procurement in the county. Out of this, our increased reporting on public contracting has enabled us have enhanced public sector expenditure efficiency, accountability, value for money, and transparency in how our county government is run. We are the only county so far to roll out open contracting. The county executive has already approved Open Government Partnership Action Plan, and we are looking at full operationalization. All our procurement data from 2018 onwards is now available online, including advertisements for tenders, evaluation, and awards. As a 2021 financial year, we had published 589 contracts in the past year. This has eliminated human contact in the procurement process and made the process transparent. We have also created access to information by providing a project management systems portal on our website and have made gains in automation of government services. Leveraging on our collaboration with the national government, we have established county services desks at the Huduma Center, Huduma Center Wote, and we are looking at being able to deploy more services. You will recall that back in 2019, we invited the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to undertake a corruption risk assessment of our entire government. This involved a detailed scrutiny of our systems, documentation, processes, and procedures with a view to advising us on areas that may require review towards preventing corruption. I'm glad to report that through the establishment of the County Anti-Corruption Committee, we are able to follow up actions from the Corruption Risk Assessment Report towards 100% eliminating corruption within the county government. Our continued engagement with EACC on capacity development and staff training shall strengthen this initiative of spotlighting all our initiatives and the work we do, so that people will know that when they are corrupt, they will be dealt with, so that corruption is minimized. Citizen engagement and accountability. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county has received accolades for our robust citizen engagement framework from across the world. We were privileged to host the inaugural county peer-to-peer learning mission in August 2018, which brought together counties around reflections on the public participation practice. Over the years, we have hosted 27 counties from the 46 that have visited to learn from our model, among other aspects of county work. The county model of public participation has been enriched through civic education and capacity building programs, willingness of citizens to participate in policy development, planning, budgeting, vetting initiatives, and demanding accountability from government. It is characterized by village people's forums, the village cluster people's forums, sub-ward people's forums, ward people's forums, sub-county people's forums, and the county people's forums and their respective development committees committed to ensure a unified voice in decision-making and advancement of their sovereignty. The framework on project management committees, PMCs, and sustainability committees have enhanced the supervision of each development project, grievance redress mechanism, community-based monitoring mechanism, and project sustainability. The People's Government Agenda has stimulated vibrant discourse of development that is shaped and advanced through community action planning and community-driven development initiatives. These initiatives promote the people's sovereignty and creates an enabling environment for the implementation of the promise of the Constitution of Kenya, Article 174C, that gives power of self-governance to the people and enhance their participation in the exercise of the powers of the state and in making decisions affecting them. Since its inception of the concept, the communities have implemented 75 community-driven development projects, among them ECD centers, soil and water conservation structures, micro sand dams, gabions, light road maintenance. We congratulate the Mulumini cluster of Kimakiu Kalanzoni for being the best performing community in the CDD projects, the cluster development projects, through implementation of 9 sand dams along Kivutha River, 7 sand dams, and Kwesui River, 2 sand dams. The sovereignty of the people is further being strengthened through the support of the establishment of County Local Development Trust, MADET, as well as capacity building of the County Civil Society Forum. Other local governance initiatives include the county's cooperative movement, community-based organizations, funeral associations, faith-based organizations, and self-help groups that have risen in the recent years to develop their communities through associations. The community-driven development model is aimed at growing a community development fund that facilitates communities to initiate their own development. It is with much concern that the donor world is shifting towards this model, which we are proud to have midwifed through public participation. A strong county administration, and I'm very proud of the county administration, has ensured effective coordination of government business throughout the county through the fully established 6 sub-county, 30 ward, and 60 village administrative units. The establishment of village councils has been impeded by wage bill limitations. This is an area the next administration should give focus to. The village and cluster development committees, if well managed, would promote greater self-government and require accountability without duplicating efforts. Policy and legislative agenda. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to thank the County Assembly most sincerely for the collaboration that has enabled us to develop policies and laws as a means of securing the gains made so far and setting a foundation for future planning and governance. Notably, we did not achieve much in the first cycle, but we have been able to double our outputs by adopting a collaborative approach in this second cycle. In 2018, the County Assembly and Executive established a joint committee to map out all areas that require policy interventions through instigation by the Speaker, and to midwife development of the draft policies. And out of that, I'm glad to report that in the past 1 year, we have been able to have 17 policies developed and approved by the County Assembly and ascended to. This is a remarkable achievement, and so far, we are the only county with as many approved policies in keeping with the functions in Schedule 4. This will help solidify the budgeting framework across all functions, departments, and priority areas going forward. We have several other policies at different levels of development. We have made good progress in development of laws. As the lawmakers, I beseech you to continue to gift the citizens of Makueni good laws for posterity. This will involve a review of some of our existing laws and development of other additional new laws that respond to the developmental and governance needs of our people. The ongoing establishment of the Office of the County Attorney shall play a critical role in strengthening the lawmaking process. I have no doubt that through a collaborative approach, we can jointly deliver this. Public service management. The basis of a high-rated performance is our commitment to efficiency, effectiveness, and integrity in the county public service. For 8 years now, our public service structures, procedures, and operational systems have been tested against impunity, corruption, and malpractice. All the employees are expected to conduct themselves with utmost integrity and observe all the requirements for ethical and professional conduct. We remain committed to effective performance management in the public service. We have organized government through organizational layouts and organograms that demonstrate clarity of functions, directorates, and decentralized units. To improve the staff productivity and play its role in service delivery, the government is finalizing development of service schemes, staff establishment, and human resource plans to guide the progression and career growth of each officer. Performance management has been institutionalized in general since March of 2018. It has been under full implementation by all county executive committee members, chief officers and directors, chairpersons and CEOs of county agencies who sign performance contracts, while the rest of the staff sign staff performance appraisals. We have ensured strong internal control systems, processes, and procedures which have been institutionalized through the initiation of ISO certification. This is to ensure efficient service delivery, staff productivity, and increased citizen satisfaction. In addition to performance management, the government will this year start implementation of the ISO certification process. There is a continuous staff working environment enhancement through infrastructure, equipping, and capacity development. We have remained a county of learning and benchmarking by other counties while learning from them as well. Even if we have some shortfalls in our human resource compared to other counties, we know and believe that this our staff is one of the best in the country, and that is why we perform the way we do. Resource-based management. Mr. Speaker, sir, accountability for results and evidence-based decision-making in the county has significantly improved because of result-based management tools such as performance management, monitoring and evaluation, statistical systems, quality management systems, and knowledge management. Implementation of performance management system began in 2015-2016, albeit slowly. The process faced some resistance and apathy from some staff. Some felt that the process was meant to target them. The process was not implemented in 2016-17. However, in 2017-18, the county has successfully institutionalized performance management, resulting in a credible improvement in service delivery and employee development. And that's why I applauded our complement of staff. The overall county performance has been improving over the years since 2017-18 financial year. 2018-19 recorded a 3.7 improvement in performance. There was a slight drop of 0.219 in 2019-20 financial year occasioned by the COVID pandemic. The 2021 performance period recorded a 7.422% improvement in performance. The county statistical system and monitoring and evaluation in the county. The county statistical system and monitoring and evaluation has further facilitated evidence-based decision-making, including resource allocation. The county government, in collaboration with the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, prepared the county statistical abstracts 2015 and 2020, sector statistical fact sheets and county indicator handbook, crucial in monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. This has contributed to improved data capture, storage, and reporting in the county. Additionally, the sector has identified data champions in each department and 2 community SDG champions in each ward. Monitoring and evaluation has been critical for learning and adaptation. The county annual progress reports have progressively provided lessons and opportunities for continuous improvement. Improved monitoring, evaluation, and learning in the county is also attributable to capacity development of technical officers on results-based monitoring and evaluation. To institutionalize monitoring and evaluation, accountability, and learning, the county passed the Makueni Monitoring and Evaluation Policy, which puts in place an integrated monitoring and evaluation system for tracking development outcomes. This is in addition to the establishment of the M&D unit and the Makueni Service Delivery Unit, SDU. The sector has mainstreamed knowledge management in the performance management system. However, there is deliberate effort to ensure optimal value creation from county knowledge assets. So far, the county has collaborated with the Council of Governors, COG, in phased documentation of good practices, innovation, and knowledge assets. Additionally, there are county knowledge management champions appointed to champion knowledge management in the county. The county has made great strides towards, as I said earlier, ISO 9001 2015 Quality Management Systems, QMS, certification in a bid to improve service delivery. To this effect,